Gonna get y'all confused. So before the introduction of this tape, you see my little fancy Western shirt I got on today. Well, I figured tomorrow will be the 4th of July. You know, I grew up with Roy Rogers, Hopalong Cassidy, Long Ranger, Street Archery. Of course, Roy Rogers was always my favorite. Darn it, what time I probably could have got. So, anyhow, this shirt and all the way I'm dressed is dedicated to them. Because these days, the kids growing up don't have no heroes. Their heroes are the rappers who sing it, who's rapping on about killing somebody or committing suicide or taking drugs. You know, my age group, we grew up, our idols being Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and that crowd. You know, where you're honest, try to shoot straight, talk straight as much as possible, look out for other people, and treat people with respect. And we need to get back to that. You know, we need different kind of heroes. These rappers who are heroes and my kids. So, you know, every one of us is a hero in our own right. Treat people with respect as much as possible. And it doesn't mean let them walk over top of you, but just try to treat them with respect. And try to talk straight to them. As you watch it on my YouTube, you pretty well know I say how I feel. I don't beat around the bush. Maybe I ought to sometimes, but I don't. And I'm not going to apologize for it. So, and remember, like I said earlier, remember, everybody's a hero in their own right. You do make a difference to other people, no matter what you do for a living. If you try to live a certain way, somebody sees it, some little kid will see it, and they'll start admiring you for it, and they'll try to live that way. So we need more heroes out there. So y'all take care and happy 4th of July. Back to True to the Horse. So we're back with the spotted horse I showed a while back. We got more info on this horse, and this right today I'm going to point out a lot of things. This horse is rideable, we found out. And the email we got from the people was, well, he was charging, you have to stay on your feet. Once again, I'm going to say this again, and this is my first ride with this horse. Just real quick, we had him castrated, so now he's a gelding, so he's had some time up. I haven't worked with him too much. Worked with him while he was healing. Keep him exercise. We got him soft and everything, but he's still pushy at this point. Now, for you people out there who's working your own horses and you trainers out there, I'm sorry I keep harping on this. If you got a pushy horse, do not train this horse to under saddle until you get rid of that aggressive behavior. You're not doing the horse no favors. You're not doing the owner no favor. The next owner who gets this horse no favor. Because you make it a dangerous horse. Yeah, you could ride him, so what? Most time we handle horses on the ground. If they're not safe on the ground, don't get on their backs. So that's enough that preaching for that part. Now another thing, if lady out there in North Carolina, if you see this, I'm not going to apologize for what I say. I'm sorry. It was a big no-no. You got a spotted horse here who's light on his front end. She thinks she sent us a picture where this horse is reared up pretty because she thinks she taught this horse to rear up. You are teaching this horse that's already got a bad habit. You're reinforcing that bad habit. Now, is this horse safe for anybody else to ride right now? Probably not, because guess what? You taught him because it's cool to rear. Unless you people out there, if you want trick horses, unless you plan on keeping them for life, dude, that's one thing. Even my trick horses, one thing I don't teach them to do is to rear up, because something happens to me and it's got to go to a new home. If somebody don't know that, they're liable to pull that horse over because they get scared. So we don't teach a horse to rear up, people. That's a big no-no. Unless you plan on keeping that horse for its life. And if you're going to use it for demos and go on the circuit, fine, but you better plan on keeping that horse. So Brian behind me, he's one of the volunteers at Balkan Ridge. Told me he will be up for adoption as soon as I think it's a demo he's going to be safe for anybody to handle. And unfortunately, since nobody did the proper training to keep this horse as aggressive down to nothing, and plus he was hand-fed treats. You got somebody who's not controlling his aggressiveness. They're hand-feeding treats. He's a baby, you know, he's spoiled rotten. So he got, at the one time he was a stud who was spoiled. His base is dangerous. And his mother is more dangerous than he is. And so right now he's just getting control of him. He's been working a little bit earlier. And like I said, Brian, go ahead and put him on a circle. This will work out good because I can sit here and talk and let you do the work. Brian, he's turned a pretty good hand on the horse. He's been volunteering here for a couple of months now. Get him moving, get his feet moving. Now you notice that horse, when he's traveling, he's on the bend. Brian's got a nice loose, his line is nice and loose, but that horse is what we call straight on a circle. Straight on a circle means he's bent. That nose is curved. Now right there, move his hip, Brian, move his hip. Really get in there, move that hip. Keep moving. Don't give up. There you go. Right there, do it again. Pull that head around, move that hip. We're going to use that hip to correct this horse's back. Now move it again. Pull him around, disengage him. There you go. Now make him move off again. Every time he starts that crow hopping, really pull that head, disengage him, let him know that's a big no-no. Now go to the neck. Go to that neck. There you go. But don't worry about looking at that hiney. Bull crap. Yeah, that's better. Now as you can see, this horse is not, to me, is not safe. And like I said, I've been working with him a little bit. Like I say, he did have some time off because of him being gilled. And that's where especially horses like him, now that's super nice. He's nice and flexed, and he's going. But all that attitude, to me, is not a good thing. Because one of the problems he had, I brought it up on the previous, I think, you try to lead him past other horses, he backs up to him, he tries to get at him and everything else. Now today when Brian brought him up the hallway, he was real good because we've been working on that so I could lead him past the other horses and he don't try to challenge nobody. But everybody was letting him get by with it, or they cheat and use a stud chain, which, yeah, it is effective, but you don't get in that horse's mind with a stud chain. You're covering it up. All right, Brian, ask him to go back to the left again. Push him a little harder. Let's see if it gives you a little bit of attitude. There we go. That's better. So that's going to be my first ride on this horse. And the bad thing about it, when I bid him up, you know, he's been taught to rear up, so I got to feel my toes for that bull crap. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty. But like I said, unless you plan on keeping that horse, don't do it. Now, he's a spotted horse. He's a gaited horse. And you watch him gait. The reason he is light on his rear end, because on his front end, because he uses his rear end real well and he gaits pretty nicely. So, you know, when I first started cold out like this myself, I know they're going to be light on the front end. So I really teach them to get soft, and I really work to keep that front end on the ground.